obviously you mentioned that they want to try before they buy. And so what short-term results are they looking for and what they expect during that particular time period? Because branding obviously is a long-term process,
Yeah, yeah,
difficult process.
yeah,
So how do you take those customers along then?
yeah. Great question. I think the thing they have to sort of understand is that there is always what we've referred to many times as the buyer's journey. And anytime you have a complex service, not, let's say, it's one thing if you have a restaurant, or a retail store where it's a very easy sort of transaction. There's a board and you say, I'll take one of those. But if you're talking about information technology or manufacturing or anything like that that requires some conversations to occur, some consultation before they go forward, they have to understand there are essentially 7 phases almost with what it is. And it's one of my mentors, John Jansch at Duct Tape Marketing, refers to this as the marketing hourglass. Know, like, trust, try, buy, repeat, refer. And so a lot of people think, well, they'll just somehow go from knowing to buying, and it's never that easy. You do have to educate a little bit up front because maybe they're not ready to buy this second, but they will be 3 to 6 months from now. So what are you doing tactically in each of those phases to lead them to at least the try part? And they usually have not done enough thinking kind of in between knowing and buying. It's more, okay, they just many times think, okay, well, they like us on Facebook or they liked a LinkedIn post that we did or something like that. There's a process of sales conversion that is important, and they need to understand where that happens. And it doesn't happen early, it happens a little bit later on, particularly if you're talking about, let's say, a tactic like SEO. With search engine optimization, it's not necessarily something that can work in 30 days from now. And so that does take a little bit of time, but once they're on board with understanding that, and they see what each of these phases entails, they can follow along and say, okay, that prospect is in this phase of the journey. What do we have to do to move them to the next phase, the next immediate phase in this journey? It's a lot easier to look at moving them from know to like, or like to trust, and so on, rather than saying, okay, how many sales can we make? And just trying to figure out the best tactic. It's a lot more linear in that way. Even if not every prospective client works that way, it's good to think about it that way. Because then you can kind of get your bearings around, a lot of the different types of tactics you do, rather than just trying a lot of things and not knowing where they fit in.